I can feel it like it's right in my neck! Run!
Welcome to this episode of Tube University, where today we learn to make a blowgun. All the materials used to make this blowgun were found at my local dollar store. Item 1 on the parts list is a broom, this dollar store broom. Second item is a pack of this coiled wire. Third item on the list is one of these weird grabby things. It's pretty fun. Kinda hate to take it apart. The fourth item on this list is a 2-pack of these cooling racks. Next, you're gonna need a tube of crazy glue. Item number 5 is optional, and that is a laser pointer if you want to have a laser sight. All right, so let's put this thing together. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is take apart the broom. We're gonna need to salvage some of the bristles on this broom. So if you have some needle nose pliers, what you're gonna have to do is grab them by the base and kind of twist them out as gently as possible until they come out. Cool thing about that is they are already bunched together with a staple. So once you get them out, just set them off to the side. Each dart is gonna take 3 bunches of bristles. Once you pull out enough bristles, now we're gonna need to make the actual needle itself. This is where the oven racks come in. With a pair of wire cutters, cut the cooling rack as shown. You're gonna want some 2.5 to 3 inch long pieces. They don't have a point to them yet, but that'll come in later. Okay, then take your needle nose pliers and at about 1/2 inch from the end, bend it all the way until it's a hook shape. This will help keep the needle in place when we have it all together. Grab 3 bunches of those bristles you pulled out earlier and put them together like so with the needle in the middle. Leave the needle sticking out about 1.5 inches. Now to keep this held together while we wrap it in wire, if you have a zip tie or a twisty tie in my case, twist it around the bristles and it'll help keep it in place. Grab a spool of wire and cut off about 8 inches. Find a way to anchor it toward the top of the dart and then wrap it around as tight as you can. Once you get it all wrapped up, use your needle nose pliers to try to push it inside so it doesn't stick out. It's starting to look like a blow dart. To give it a bit more strength so the needle doesn't get pushed into the dart, add a few drops of crazy glue. Be careful and don't stick your fingers together like I did. To give the dart a point, I used a Dremel. If you don't have a Dremel, you can use a file or some sandpaper. This is, after all, a dollar store cooling rack. Should be pretty easy. And there's the finished dart. For the blowgun itself, that's where the little grabby hand thing comes in. The handle and the fingers of this thing are attached by some plastic rivets. Separate them with a screwdriver or some pliers or any type of flat pry tool and they should come apart pretty easily. Kind of ashamed to be taking this thing apart. These things are pretty fun. Once you take those pieces off the tube, your blowgun is pretty much ready to go. If you did want a laser sight, all you have to do is just tape this to the end of the blowgun. I decided against it because I'm lazy. Your blowgun is complete. It's a pretty basic build, but this thing is very strong. I shot it into my front door and it went in about 1/2 inch. Now for some target practice. The tutorial for today's assignment comes from Gear with a 3 instead of an E, so G3R? Gear. Let's just call it Gear. Or Greek Gadget Guru. The DIY $3 survivalist blowgun from Household Items. And there you have it, dollar store blowgun. Came out pretty good if I do say so myself. If you have any ideas for future episodes, let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Today's assignment was for tutorial purposes only. I am not responsible for you going after your neighbor's cat or injuring yourself or others. Please use common sense. Although if you do want to scare somebody, you could always make a blank dart. This has no needle and has a wad of electrical tape on the end of it. That's going to do it for this episode of Tube University. I'll see you on the next one.